Welcome back to the Non-Commissioned Rascals channel, where we are your unofficial sponsors. Today we're here to show you two of the most famous landmarks on the windward side of Oahu, which the first one is right behind me. It's called the Mauis Hook, and the second one is right beside it, and it's called the Chinamans Hat. So follow along, and we're going to give you some history, some myths, and legends. So the demigod Maui is known as a childish trickster with an arrogant side, not your typical hero. However, the myths, chants, and songs surrounding him were passed down from generations, even predating written language. Many tales surrounding this legendary character are still treasured by Hawaii's keiki, which if you don't know, that is Hawaiian for children, and adults alike. Here are 4 prominent Hawaiian legends about Maui and his magical fish hook. Maui's 4 older brothers loved to go fishing and always caught enough to feed the entire village. Maui was always left behind, infamously bringing bad luck and only catching the tiniest of fish. Legend has it that one day, Maui couldn't take it anymore. The demigod pleaded with his brothers, who finally took him along. This time, Maui brought his magic fish hook, equipped with a very special kind of bait, a feather from his mother's sacred bird, and after paddling the fishing canoe far out to sea, Maui and his brothers cast their lines and waited. Soon enough, Maui hooked something so big that he had to tell his brothers to keep paddling the canoe and not to look back lest he lose his catch. The intense struggle made one of his brothers curious, and when he turned around to see, the line snapped, but Maui had already pulled up 8 verdant tropical islands from the ocean's floor. The second myth, Maui discovers the secret of fire. During the course of history, Hawaiians reportedly forgot how to make fire. Maui grew weary of eating raw fish and vegetables, determined to find another source of nourishment. He noticed one day a plume of smoke off in the distance and set out to discover the remains of the large fire. After repeated attempts, Maui snuck up to the smoky pit to catch the culprit of this mess, a Hawaiian moorhen. He grabbed the bird by its long neck and demanded to know how they created the fire. In an effort to keep the fire-making ability a secret, the alii told Maui to rub 2 pieces of maia, banana trees, together. When he did this, Maui squeezed the bird's throat until he unwillingly spilled the secret. Used 2 pieces of dry kiawe. As his own personalized punishment, Maui created a large fire as instructed, but left a mark on the alee's forehead. This legend explains why the particular birds have bright colored red bills, and its chicks being born with a bald red head, which looks like it was scalded. Okay, this one is Maui takes on the sun. Each day, legends describe that gods and mortals alike, complaining of losing time. With so much to do and not enough hours in the day, Hina, Maui's mother, wasn't even able to keep her kapa, her clothes, dry as the sun zoomed across the sky. Maui was fed up with the antics of the sun and its setting ways. To combat this, he wove a long lasso out of coconut fibers as he made his way to the highest point of the island. Everyone laughed at his crazy idea, but Maui set his trap in the darkness and waited. As soon as he saw the sun, he snared one of the rays, and a raging battle ensued, filled with threats and pleading. Finally, the sun could take no more and promised Maui he would slow down and give the people and the gods more hours of sunlight. The last legend I'm going to read to you is Maui Raises the Sky. According to legend, Maui lived in a time of darkness. This was a time when the sky pressed down close to the earth, flattening the leaves of even the tallest trees. Maui embarked on a search for a kahuna to guide him and was given a magical tattoo and water from a special gourd for strength. With his supernatural strength, Maui was able to lift the sky onto his shoulders and run to the highest peak. At the top of Haleakala, the demigod threw the sky up into the air where it sits today. Every once in a while, a dark storm cloud or misty skyfall will try to creep its way down the mountainside, but it never takes, in case Maui returns, all fear being thrown out.
Alright, so Mauis Hook is right over here, and right behind Mauis Hook is this park beside Chinamans Hat.
Okay, so that was Maui's Hook, and straight across the road from Maui's Hook is another famous landmark called Chinamans Hat, and it is right offshore from the Kualoa Regional Park. Also, if you come here during low tide early in the morning, you can literally walk out to the island and it only comes up about knee high. There is also a hike that you can hike up the Chinamans Hat. A lot of people don't know that, but you can. It's a little sketchy in some places, but it is doable. So now we're going to tell you some myths and legends about the Chinamans Hat. Mokoli'i Island, better known as Chinamans Hat, has a very unique story about its creation. It's explained in a legend about Hi'aka, a sister of Pele, the goddess of the volcano. After Pele traveled across the Hawaiian Islands and finally made her home on the Big Island, she still wandered in her dreams as a spirit. During one of these travels, she found a handsome prince and wanted to meet him personally. She asked each of her sisters to go to Kauai with her and bring him back, but they all refused, foreseeing the dangers of the trip. Finally, the youngest of the girls, Hi'aka, agreed. On Oahu, as Hi'aka followed the trail on the shore of Kaneohe Bay, she was confronted by a mo'o, a large dragon-like creature. Using her supernatural power, Hi'aka killed the mo'o, cut off his tail, and threw it into the ocean, where it became an island called Mokoli'i, or Little Dragon. Moko is an older form of mo'o, or dragon, and li'i means little. The island is popularly known as Chinaman's Hat for its shape, which resembles an old-style Chinese laborer's hat. Mokoli'i Island, 500 yards offshore, is park property and the only offshore island around Oahu besides Coconut Island in the Kaneohe Bay. That is not part of the Hawaii State Seabird Sanctuary.
They do have a nice park here, bathrooms and nice beach.
Yes, and it's awesome for kayaking or paddleboarding. It's not rough here, so it's also kid friendly.
Lots of parking.
And there is the Kualoa Regional Park. Alright, that is Chinaman's Hat. We hope you enjoyed these fun little myths about these two famous landmarks on the west side of Oahu. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to tune in next time for more exciting adventures around the islands of Oahu, because we want you to be in the know everywhere we go.
Like, share, and subscribe. Noncommissioned.